Your following is astonishing. I'm just going to tell the audience a little bit about how many followers, subscribers you have. You were one of the very first comics in Australia to really tap into this big demand for content that is unapologetically male, masculine, that speaks to young men in particular. And your following shows that. You've got more than 2.2 million subscribers on YouTube alone. And to give the audience a comparison, that's more than Channel 9 has. It's more than Channel 10, Channel 7. You've got some ways to go to catch Sky News Australia. We've got more than 5 million. But
I see you guys going off every week. Don't worry about that.
But why do you think there is such a great demand for the content that you create?
Well, I just think that a lot of young dudes who are getting into their 20s even, and even older guys, they just have a certain way of... Their humour is a little bit different to what perhaps a lot of people in the wider community are fed. And particularly with the mainstream way that's distributed, whether it be TV or right now the Melbourne Comedy Festival. I see a lot of comedians around that I've seen live and I don't particularly enjoy their humour. And that's not to say they're not great and wonderful for some people, but for me, and I enjoy really hard-hitting, horrible humour, if you will, that's just not going to crack it. And I think that's where people like me come in.
Yeah, absolutely. You get onto the content that the other comics, I think, want to do, but they're just too afraid of being cancelled, copping some sort of a backlash. And I'm just going to play you a little clip, just get political for a second, because Labor's also keen to tap into that social media market that youngsters consume. They are putting out all these videos leading up to the election. One of the most prolific is the Housing Minister, Claire O'Neill. Let's look at this video about avocado toast and housing.
Despite what the Conservative media says, this is not the reason that you can't afford a house in Australia. This is the reason. For more than a generation, Australian governments have sat back and done very little about a housing crisis that was building and building. Well, that all changed when the Albanese government was elected in 2022. We're trying to build 1.2 million homes.
First of all, I don't know why I was included in that little graphic she popped up, because I've never said anything about avocados and housing. So Claire, get your stuff together. But I'm critical of these ads. I think they're cringe, lame, they don't do anything. But you're actually in that demographic that she's trying to reach. Is that effective? Is Labor doing social media well?
Well, there's a lot of young people that may never own a home, and that's a real shame for them. It's quite before stand-up and before the internet came along and I became a big deal and a celebrity and an amazing human being, the prospect of me owning a home was very slim, and I was lucky enough to get to that point where I was able to do that, several in fact. And now I'm a much better person. But yeah, it is really scary for a lot of young people out there. And I think with the election coming up, this is going to be a massive issue at play for younger people. And I do worry that they look at both parties and they go, well, who's going to help us? Where are we going to get this outrageous cash from that we seem to need to be able to buy a home? So it's tough out there for young folk. But, I mean, even when it comes to things like the avocado toast, breakfasts are going up. All right, and it's rough out there. I'm a young father.
$30 you are
for kids' meals. It's outrageous. Can you believe what they charge for kids' meals, Rita?
Kids' meals.
It just goes on the floor.
Back in my day, the kids ate for free. That's the way it should be.
Beautiful.
Isaac Butterfield, thank you so much for your time.